أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the realm of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 228, part 2. And the saying of Allah the Almighty, and for them, i.e. women, is a right similar to that which is upon them, i.e. men, in accordance with what is reasonable, and for men is a degree over them. This means women have a right over men similar to what men have over women. Let each of them fulfill their duty towards the other in accordance with what is reasonable. In this noble verse, it is clarified that the rights and duties between each party are entrusted to the customs and mutual understanding in their interactions and what is practiced as custom among them, in accordance with what Allah has ordained for each of them in His Sharia. This is the just comprehensive law that the Quran articulated 14 centuries ago. Islam established it at a time when no law in the world recognized any rights for women, and laws in past eras imposed all duties on them. Then Islam came and laid down this just principle, which is that rights should be equal to duties. Whatever duties a person has, it is equivalent to their rights, and every right is connected to a duty. If a man has authority in the home and a woman has the duty of obedience, she also has a right, which is justice. If the woman is the one who stays in the home, taking care of its matters, and this is her duty, she has the right to maintenance. If she is responsible for preparing the house properly according to custom, she has the right to the dowry. If it is her duty to comfort her husband, then it is his duty not to make her feel lonely or distanced. This noble principle of equality between rights and duties was understood by the early companions. Ibn Abi Shaybah narrated in his Musannaf that Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, said, I like to adorn myself for my wife, just as I like her to adorn herself for me. Because Allah the Almighty says, and for them, i.e. women, is a right similar to that which is upon them, i.e. men, in accordance with what is reasonable. The similarity meant in the saying of Allah when He says, and for them, i.e. women, is a right similar to that which is upon them, i.e. men, in accordance with what is reasonable, is that the rights between them are reciprocal and equivalent. Whatever task a woman performs for a man, the man performs a corresponding task for her. Both are equal in rights and actions, just as they are equal in feelings, emotions, and intellect. It is neither just nor beneficial for one gender to dominate or subjugate the other, because a shared life between them cannot be happy unless both spouses respect each other and uphold each other's rights. It is noteworthy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Blessed and Exalted, restricted the equality between the rights and duties of women and men with what is reasonable, and also restricted it with the degree of men over women. The restriction with what is reasonable means that it is bound by what is not rejected by intellect, but rather accepted and agreed upon by rational people. Imam Al-Alusi said in his tafsir, by similarity, what is meant is the similarity in the obligation, not in the type of action. For example, if she washes his clothes or bakes for him, it is not obligatory upon him to do the same for her, but he must respond with what is appropriate for men. Then Allah the Almighty said, and for men is a degree over them, i.e. women. This means that men have a responsibility and a degree of guardianship over women due to their duty to protect them, manage their affairs and provide for them. as clarified in Surah An-Nisa verse 34, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says,
الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم.
Men are the protectors and maintainers of women because Allah has made some of them to excel others and because they spend of their wealth. Marriage is a partnership between a man and a woman, and it requires having someone responsible to whom the couple can turn when there is a disagreement, so that conflicting desires do not lead to the breakdown of the family and its system. This responsibility has been entrusted to the man, given that he is responsible for providing for and taking care of the family, making him more capable of making decisions when necessary. Therefore, he is responsible for protection and maintenance, while the woman must obey him in matters that do not contradict the law of Allah, ensuring he does not prohibit what is lawful or permit what is unlawful. This is the degree Islam has given to men, a degree that entails rights and greater duties. If a man has a superior degree, he also has superior duties. Sayyid Qutb in his book Fi Zilal al-Quran interpreted the degree in another way. He said, I think it is restricted in this context to the right of men to return their wives to their marriage during the waiting period, iddah. This right was placed in the hands of the man because he is the one who has divorced her, and it is unreasonable for him to divorce her and then be granted the right to take her back. She would go to him and return to his custody. This right is imposed by the nature of the situation. It is a restricted degree in this particular case, and not an absolute one as many misunderstand it and quote it out of context. Allah the Almighty concluded the verse by saying, and Allah is exalted in might and wise, meaning He is dominant in taking revenge on those who disobey Him, and wise in His commands, His laws, and all that He enjoins on His servants. Therefore, both the man and woman should seek their dignity through what Allah has ordained, as He is the refuge for everyone whose rights are oppressed. They should also adhere to what He has commanded them, for He has commanded them with what is wise and what is supported by sound reason. And Allah knows best. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ